everybody, my name is Spooki. Welcome back to another Stadium Build video. Today we're going to be talking about Tracer's Gnat build. This is a build centered around tankiness, survivability, overhealth, and just being a general nuisance in the backline while also just getting to live for a really long time. We're going to talk about each of the powers and all the items and how they interact with each other. You're probably going to learn something you've never learned before here on this video, so make sure to stick around for the whole thing so you guys can see all the different details about what makes this build work and tick, so you can kind of adapt it to your own playstyle while kind of understanding how everything works. So if you are wanting to understand Tracer on a deeper level in Stadium, make sure to stick around. So starting on the Gnat build, we're going to be starting with the first power, which is Pocket Bomb. Now this power is probably the most popular pick in all of Tracer's kit. Like basically it's a fantastic round one pick because it can proc a lot of things for Tracer, that it's really good early game, really good late game, and you can build a lot of different builds from this first power. So that is the first power in the Gnat build, which is the Pocket Bomb. And then we're actually going to be grabbing Charge Plating here, which is after you spend your ultimate charge, gain 25 armor and 10% ability power for the rest of the round. This is a must pick. This is why you'll see this is the only green item in this build, because this is really the only one you need to make sure that you grab. We're going to talk about that in a second. After that, you can grab whatever you like. I usually prefer to grab a little bit more armor and a little bit of lifesteal just to feed back into that armor. Now, how this works in this might not be how it works in a few months. So if you're watching this in the future, make sure to double check before you use this. So charge plating actually procs with your Pocket Bomb. So you can see in the bottom left, we got our additional armor now, and we also got our 10% AP. So that is why it is so good to pick this right now with Tracer in the first round, because it gets you that extra armor, gets you that extra ability power without really having to do much or wait very long. So this build really is centered around harassing the backline a little bit. So I'm probably going to be spending some more time with the Briggs, spending some more time with Lucio, maybe Tracer a little bit. Now, the early rounds here, I definitely will say that it's not really something you got to play a certain playstyle in the beginning, because you're not really built for much. So you can play this however you like in the beginning. I like to start getting in the mindset of getting on the flank. So I like to start just like kind of making my way, or just trying to pressure some people a little bit here. Oh, she's actually 1 HP. I might fall off with that. Yeah, let's fall off with that. Now she's down to her coach gun. There you go. So I just like to get in the mindset of pressuring the backline. People that are a little bit more susceptible to dive with this build. But again, you can play however you like in the first rounds. However you normally play Tracer is completely fine. There's not like a set way to do it. But that's basically it. We're kind of using our survivability with the armor. We're using our lifesteal to pressure out, keep us real chunky in survival, and we're using that Pocket Bomb to put a little bit of extra pressure. Now, a good habit you probably want to get into with using your Pocket Bomb is, especially when you have your ultimate, is using your Pocket Bomb first and then going back in with your ultimate afterwards. Now, the reason I like to do this is because it pulls out a lot of critical cooldowns, like defensive cooldowns for the enemies, with your Pocket Bomb, which does 60% less damage anyway, so it's not going to be killing anybody. And then you go in with your Big Bomb, so you don't get countered by anything, and you finish it up. So I don't know if I'm going to need it right now. We missed that right there, but I think I still might be able to get it. Actually, let's just do this right here. Boom. Goodbye. So she uses that shield bash. She sees me use that bomb. She thinks that she's safe, and she is not. So that's like something you're going to want to do a lot with this build. Is kind of forcing out those cooldowns with it, then going back in with the big one once you have that ultimate. Now, outside of that, when you're just doing like normal stuff like this, you can just use your Pocket Bomb whenever you want. Like, really, I haven't found that using it with my recall aggressively, it doesn't really get me like punished that often for using it. With the amount of survivability that we get as well, you're a little bit more, you can get a little bit more aggressive with it because you have more survivability. So don't be too afraid on going in, just doing it. You don't got to make it a big stick every time. I just like to do it to pressure some people out. Again, remember, you're forcing out a lot of critical cooldowns by doing that. And the more you can do that, it's kind of like playing Wrecking Ball. The more you can do that, the better your team's going to have a chance of like actually finishing off people. So kind of thinking about that, it's like a good way to like support your team. So there's our mini pulse. I might go in with my big one here too. Let me see. Brig's always a good choice. Brig is always a good choice, especially if I get to use that shield bash early. Missed it a little bit there. So I'm going to back off. I'm going to back off a little bit. Maybe get some health here. Yeah, let's just wait here for a second. Be nice and survival. Stick the Tracer a little bit. Oh, she got me too. Wait, can I live? Can I live? Oh, I can't live. That was a good pulse bomb. Yeah, so I actually got punished pretty quick for that one. But yeah, that's basically the essence of it. First round. Now, we are playing quick play, for those that are wondering. So our credits are going to scale to the quick play format. But again, remember, this is you can just take this into comp and obviously spread the stuff out. You'll just scale a little bit slower per round. But all the items in here, you really can't go wrong with the build on picking any of the items. The only item, there's one item in here I do think is extremely necessary to pick up, and we're going to talk about that next round, which is you want to pick this up as early as you can, really, in my opinion, or at least by round 3. You know, round 2 might be a little bit too early depending on the match, but you definitely want it by round 3. So we're going to talk about that ability here in a second and why it's so good for Tracer. Keep pushing this bubble out. Try to get on their back line a little bit. Keep pushing this Ashe. Yeah, she's not even turning around for me, dude. That's completely fine with me. Maybe get a little sticky here? Nah, close though. All right, OT. Let's go for the monkey for a sec. Especially him being down cooldowns. I don't think he has primal. Oh, just kidding. He does. Lol. I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna get out. Yeah, I gotta live. He's gonna kill me here, probably. Nope, we're good. All right, let's keep it in there. I'm looking for Tracer's 1. There we go. Maybe the Ashe is back or the Brig. Yeah, for this double pulse here. There's the Ashe. Get her a little sticky on there. Oh, that looks good too. Where's this Ashe? There we go. Got her to turn around there. Perfect. I don't know if I can grab that. Get stealth pack and great. Yeah, so we turn a lot of the tension here. Pretty long first round. So we got to talk a lot about that. But again, don't be afraid with this build, especially as you scale up. Do not be afraid to get more aggressive. You have more survivability, and you're going to have a lot of get out of jail free cards with this build. So a lot of your value is going to come with getting people to turn their attention from your front line, from everybody else, wasting their cooldowns on you, and then you living, right? And living is the key to this build. Because if you force out cooldowns and you die, then that's not really the value you're trying to get. All right, so for our second power, which is round 2 quick play, round 3 for competitive, is bullet time. Now, this is a pretty popular item as well. When you recall, drop a temporal field that slows projectiles by 95% for 6 seconds. Now remember, that's projectiles only, so these are things that have travel time. But you also take 25% less damage for yourself as Tracer from hit scan for 3 seconds. So that also ups your survivability. It's also going to help your team and just mitigate a lot of the damage from the enemy team. So let's before we buy our items, let's talk about things that are going to get mitigated by this temporal field. So Monkey's going to ignore it completely. Tracer, her pulse bomb will get slowed. Ashe's dynamite will get slowed. Lucio's primary fires are going to get slowed, and for Brig, basically nothing. So it's not a fantastic comp to run this one against, but I like it because I'm telling you, it comes in handy quite a lot, especially for like projectile healers. Like trying to heal their tank, like Ana and stuff like that. It blocks a lot of it, so it's really good. All right, so the round, this next power that I think is absolutely necessary is Divine Intervention. It's when you take more than 150 pre-mitigation damage at once, and that does have that's like a window of time. Gain overhealth equal to 20% of the damage taken for 3 seconds and start regenerating your shields. Very good survivability here for Tracer. We are just going to buy a couple more things here. I'm going to grab Ironclad Exhaust. And since we have a little bit more money, I'm just going to get aftermarket firing here. Now, Divine is currently broken, and that's in quotes. It does the mitigation, but I think it's still kind of broken in the way that like the window of time doesn't really exist. So it's basically every 150 damage you take, you're going to get that 20% over health back. So it's really good for Tracer because that's one of the health items that doesn't scale with her like passive reduction in health items. So it's really good over health and for burst damage. You'll see we're also getting over health every time we blink. That is from the Ironclad exhaust ports that we bought, which procs every time you use an ability. That includes your blinks. So we're gonna get that now. It did get nerfed, so you can't stack these up anymore. Just gonna pop this here and push in the back line. This doesn't get stacked anymore, but it is still really good just to mitigate that chip damage. So it's still really good. Almost, I would say, must pick for a lot of Tracer builds just for overall survivability. Can't really go wrong with picking it. So, but with Divine and Ironclad, we're like extra thick now as far as how many engagements we can survive. So you can see I'm not going to play as scared as I was last round. I don't mind going in here, doing a little bit more aggression, trying to pull the attention away. Remember, now I can kill some stuff. That's great. But like my main goal with this build is to just distract people. So I'm going to try to get into that back line as much as possible. All right, so we're at 89, 90% to our pulse bomb. Remember that habit you want to get into, using your mini pulse to recall and force out ability cooldowns, and then go back in with your pulse bomb and get the kill. So that's what we're going to be looking to farm up here in just a second. Let me just help with this shield for a sec. Okay, let's rotate now. Here's the Ash. Oh, perfect. Okay, I'm going to play back just a little bit. See if they can get them to chase me a little bit. Okay, we're a little low, but I think we go in with the recall. Okay. Force the coach gun out. Now we get back in. Oh, she's one, actually. Actually, I'm going to get the brig. There you go. So a really good way to force out those cooldowns. Didn't force them to panic too much, but still. Good pulse bombs. Don't be afraid to line this up a little bit. Find those good targets, right? Find those good targets to hit those pulse bombs on that are going to like almost guarantee some good eliminations. And really focus them down. I'm going to play out of this. I don't really want to play into the bob. Maybe stall this out for a little bit. We can give him advantage. It's fine. We rotate. Rotate again. Let's just get back to our team now. All right, let's get set up on the flank. Remember, we're trying to pressure that brig and that Ash, right? Actually, I'm going to keep pulling him back here, too. If they want to chase me, that's completely fine. See this brig is? Not really my job to touch the payload just yet. Got plenty of team there. That's a huge pulse. Almost got the brig with that one, too. Let me go back to the payload just to make sure we don't C9 this. There you go. Huge. Nice. We hopefully keep our monkey up here, too. Pressure that monkey so it doesn't dive ours. Break down that bubble. That's a huge cooldown down. Monkey's up. I'm going to go for the pulse now. There you go. There you go. Huge play. So a little bit about timing here. Now we are frontlining, which is nice because we do have the option to do that, being more survival like this. We kind of have a little bit of flex options here to play more frontline if we need to. All right, I got people in now, so I'm going to go in. Trying to make sure we don't C9 this payload for a little bit. There's the rally. Definitely want to play outside of that. Should probably wait for that to go down, then we'll go on with another pulse. There you go. They're pretty low. 96. Almost got our big pulse. Got to make sure we live for that one. Oh, that might have just killed us. Yep. Oh, my God. I don't know how that hit the monkey and then us, but, you know, we'll take it. Very good round, though. I think that was, what, our one death? So, as you can see, very survival. Very chunky. Is what we can do here. Still pretty good damage, but a lot of our value, you're going to see this build. You're not really going to scale credits as quick as you will with other builds because you are building into mitigation, in survival, and distraction, which none of those generate any credits. But that is completely fine, really. If you have these two things right here, a lot of your survivability is basically taken care of. Plus the bullet time, you're pretty much good. So even if you don't have a lot of credits, this build is completely fine to scale slowly. You're still going to get a lot of value. All right, auto recall. That is our third power. This is once per round if you would die. Instead, use recall for free. Spending your ultimate charge reduces recall's cooldown by 50%. So this is like a double, like a win-win scenario where you get another, actually a win-win-win if you want to call it. You get another recall for free. You get to live when you would have died, and you get to reduce your recall cooldown after you use your ultimates. So you get to get a lot of opportunities to use recall. And this is just going to increase your survivability a lot. With the rounds being so short, having a free live really with any character, is really OP. So we definitely like to grab this in these order here, and then we're gonna start buying some more survivability here, or upgrading our weapon damage. Actually, is probably what I'm gonna do. You know, I think I'm gonna go with Iridescent Iris here, and we've got a little bit, but I'm not gonna have enough, so I'm just gonna. We'll be fine. Yeah, I definitely could have bought another blue item, but it's not gonna make that much of a difference. All right, so round 5 in competitive, round 3 in quick play. We have 3 of our powers now. We're gonna really be sending it in the back line now, especially with Iridescent Iris. Some additional cooldown reduction, more AP, and overhealth. Now, this overhealth from Iridescent Iris also procs when you use your mini pulse. So you can see we already got 100 overhealth right there, plus the 25 that we had before from Ironclad Exhaust. You can see the Trace is already trying to deny us a little bit, which is completely fine. I don't mind pulling him back a little bit here. Get a little stickies. And again, I don't really need to kill him that much. I just need to pull people back. You can see if I got 2 people watching me, that is a huge amount of value that I'm pulling away from this team fight. But remember, I gotta live. I gotta live to really do that. So it's taking support away from their tank. It's taking support away from their other support as I pressure them back here and really zone out this point. So now that they pop that rally, I can go back to my team. That's like that. So it's all about like economy, right? It's all about trying to play the econ game of Overwatch, which is really like, that's really the meta game of Overwatch anyways, is playing the econ, right? Mechanical abilities really can only get you so far. It's the econ and understanding how important econ is in the game that takes you from like diamond to like master, GM, top 500, and you'll see a lot of that. I've seen some of the best mechanical players in plat and diamond in my Overwatch career, but unfortunately mechanicalness isn't what really gets you the dubs in Overwatch. It's a very econ based game, so in Stadium even more so with how MOBA-esque it is. So now that we're playing on point, I might try to play in their back line a little bit more here. They're kind of at an advantage on the point right now, so I'm going to try to play a little bit slow. Try to wait for my team to get back. A little stick there. I actually might be able to finish her up. Okay, now she's down a little bit. That's fine. I'm going to keep zoning her out here. It's all right. Pull that rally out again. Get a little sticky. Oh, she's won. She's won. Oh, that's so unfortunate. I might actually die here. Auto recall. Save the day and the pick. There we go. That's why auto recall is just so OP. That's why that power is just so OP, man. You do not mess around with auto recall. All right, so she's already respawned, so I'm gonna go in again. Remember, auto recall, force out cooldowns, and then we go in again. Oh, nice whip shot. I go in again. All right, we're gonna pull him back. We're down 1 right now, so I don't want to play super aggressive. I'm actually gonna force him back into their spawn a little bit. It's completely fine. Nice and slow. Nice and slow. I'm actually gonna pressure the brig out again. It's just her. Just keep getting her to turn around. Down our blinks, so I'm gonna wait. She's probably gonna go back to the spawn to heal up. Yeah, we're just gonna keep zoning her out though. I don't want her to be able to support her team. There you go. A little bit low. I'm not gonna get greedy and try to finish that off. I'm just gonna go back to my team now. All right, 86. We're getting close. We probably can just farm up Winston now. Okay, he's gonna primal. I'm gonna try to pressure that support off away from him. Wait for a second. Go back in on that brig, maybe. Yeah, she's still there. Ah, that overhealth though. That's so unfortunate. Okay, they're all pretty low, pretty scattered, so. Try to track this Lucio a little bit. Be nice. There we go. All right, so not too bad. Now, you can see our primary fire isn't really, like, super good. But again, we're not playing for just overall damage. We're kind of playing for those, remember, burst damage. We're trying to be a Gnat, right? That's the title of the build. So if you ever need to remember like what play style you need to play, that's why I like titling these in a way that reminds me exactly how to play. Gnat, right? You want to be a Gnat. You want to be annoyance on the back line. You want to distract. You want to pull things out. If you get kills, great. But 2 priorities, distract and live. Those are your 2 things you need to do. As long as you're actively doing both of those things, you're playing this build exactly how it needs to be played. All right, so going into round 4, which will probably be like around round 6 in competitive, you can start upgrading. Now, you have some options here with the rest of the build after you kind of... That's why I've ordered these this way, is that these are the most important. Grab Divine Intervention early, and then when you come down to here, Iridescent Iris is your next important one. Now, the rest of these, you really can play however you want. Chrono Bomb is really good if you want to slow people down and decrease their attack speed and get a little bit more bonus damage on your pulse bombs. Lumerica is really good if you want to upgrade your just overall survivability. Martian Mender is good if you want to increase your cooldown reduction while also having a little bit of survivability. But remember, 3% of your life for Tracer is not that much, and you're not going to notice that much sustain with Martian Mender. I would rather get Lumerico because that procs with your blinks, or Phantasmic Flux to get some more overhealth if you're like getting antied and stuff like that. Let's grab this real quick though. We're kind of running out of time. I'm just gonna not buy a last item because I run out of time and and I yap too much. But again, 8,000 credits unspent. I think we're gonna be fine though. We'll be fine. So let's cook this. In worst case scenario, we get to go into a last round, and then I'll make sure I buy everything. We can talk about it. So I think we'll be fine though. We're playing pretty well right now. So force those out. Honestly, I think Trace is playing a pretty close mirror comp here. All right, let's play in a little bit. Again, pull these back. I'll try to get on the off angle. It's kind of a weird moment to do it right now, so I'm not going to feed to do it. Just going to keep poking for a little bit. And then we're going to go in. There we go. That's Divine Intervention proccing for us right there with that overhealth. That nice boost of overhealth. That's why we like to have that there. It procs so often for Tracer, and it's such a good amount of overhealth. Just got to watch out for that brig. There you go. Pressure out a little bit. Force that shield bash out. There it is. There it is. So we'll pop that rally. That's fine. That's what I'm talking about. Is like, that's such great value because she's not rallying her team at all. She's literally using it just to try to pressure me out, which is just insanely good value for us. Just zone that out again. Don't be afraid to proc these often. Don't feel like you have to get really good mini pulses, because remember, you also have that time or the bullet time to help sustain a lot of the projectile stuff. So that's why I don't really mind going in like this, because you're getting that passive value from it. So don't be afraid to pop these more often. You do not need to hit like big pulse bombs. Actually, I probably don't even need to. There you go. I was like, I don't even think I need the mini pulse for this one. Find that Lucio. Pop this off a little bit on Tracer. All right, we can rotate back. I think we should be fine. Yeah, I think we just scaled really well here and kind of got them on the on their heels. I'm gonna pressure this brig one more time, just really make her day terrible. Nope, she's out. Trace is probably going to the point. And Lucio. I get the pulse on Lucio. I feel it. I'm feeling lucky today. Let's go for it. Where are you? Oh, man. That was a risky one. All right. Hold on. We push up. Oh, good heavens. Don't let that brick pressure us. Actually, you know what? While we're doing this, let's see. I'm going to go pressure their payload. Yeah, so they have to peel back to address me now. Just recall to make sure we live. Keep our team on there. Yeah, I'm just going to keep the split fight. So they're forced to kind of take the split fight if they want to get any progress. So you can see they all pressure there. And they're going to go contest now. And then now I get to 1v3 hopefully on the payload here. And really make this an easy fight for my team. So still got my auto recall, so I don't really got to worry about dying too much, because I will get that free live no matter what. So I'm just out here. I can play aggressive as much as I want. and just keep on this payload. Really force him to keep taking the split fight for my team. Actually, you know what? Since we basically lost this fight here, I'm going to keep my auto recall. Should still be fine. There's the auto recall. There's our triple pulse bomb. We get nobody with it, but you know what? Hey, aiming's not our strong suit, all right? There you go. Okay, that should be game there. All right, so as you can see, extremely survival. Look at that, 4-0. Look at that, 4-0. I did 4,700 damage compared to my Reaper's 14,000 damage. So I'm not kidding when I tell you this build is all about two things: survivability and distraction. Those are your two things. You're not going to scale credits as quickly. You're not going to be doing that much damage as you get later into the game, especially in the later rounds, because everyone's going to be scaling up their damage as well. So you're going to be investing more in the survivability aspect of it. So this is the Gnat build. I've been finding extreme success with this. As long as you're prioritizing the things you should be doing with this build, which is pressuring vulnerable people, trying to pull out abilities, trying to get people distracted so they take support away from the front line, so the people that can do damage can actually kill them. Which is, it's more of like a kind of like a support playstyle for Tracer, kind of a Sombra-esque, you know, kind of playstyle. So that's the Gnat build. I've included the build code in the description. If you guys have any questions about this build, please feel free to let me know in the comments. I'll try to get back to you if somebody else doesn't get to you first with any relevant info. And make sure to subscribe if you guys want to stay on top of all things Stadium and the changing environment around Stadium. All right, again, my name's Spooki. Make sure to like the video. Follow on YouTube, Twitch at twitch.tv/Spooki Show. Would love to have you there when we go live. So that's today's video. We'll see you on the next Stadium video. Thanks. Bye.